In February, this band won, I think it was February, the City Weekly Music Award for Band of the Year. And winning that award gave them the chance to open up for The Head and the Heart this past summer during the Twilight Concert Series. They played a ton of shows over this year as well. In March, they released their debut full-length album, a great record produced by Utah's own Joshua James. The album, Sorry Soul, you've heard it right here on KRCL. They're performing tomorrow night during the youth celebrations downtown Salt Lake, and they're here today with us. Westward the Tide, welcome to KRCL, guys.
Happy to be here.
Thank you. We're excited.
This is good.
This is awesome. I've been trying to get you in for a while, so I'm glad you're finally here.
I know, it's been decades.
It's been decades, yes. So before we get going, why don't I have you guys introduce who's here today and then who's missing from the band today here in the studio?
Yeah, so I'm Jackson Larson. I do lead vocals and a little bit of guitar here and there. This is Megs.
I'm his wife, Megan Larson. I do backup vocals and synthesizer, piano, a little bit of percussion.
And I'm Katie Forbes. I am the other lead vocalist and also do guitar.
Woo. And then who isn't here, Cole Herman is our bassist and part-time model. And then Cam Branley on drums. Yep.
So let's give him a little taste of Westward the Tide before we talk about anything else.
Yeah.
You want to start us off with the song?
Yeah, absolutely. This song's called Room on Fire from the Sorry Soul album. You guys ready?
Standing in an empty room, hoping you're not leaving soon.
Been too long since I have seen you put yourself before anything.
I heard a voice calling through. Like to think that it was you.
So much pain and suffering for a flame that's flickering now.
Standing, sinking, burning, burning.
You could set this room on fire when you walk in. And I'm holding on to something I've stopped believing in. We all have a fear of ourselves, what to do with all the cards that you're dealt. Oh, I see you staring back at me. Oh, my darling, please don't leave.
Standing, sinking, burning, burning.
And you could set this room on fire when you walk in. And I'm holding on to something I've stopped believing in.
I can't see what my conscience knows, and our friends can't find what they're searching for.
Well, if I'm screaming too loud and I'm standing alone, if I'm screaming too loud, if I'm screaming low, well, you could set this room on fire. You could could set this room on fire. And you could set this room on fire. Oh, you could set this room on fire. 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 You could set this room on fire.
That was awesome, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Westward the Tide live here in the KRCL studio. That's the song Room on Fire. That's on your full-length debut,
Yes, our debut.
Sorry Soul,
Soul.
album produced by Joshua James, recorded right here in Utah. You guys also have out a great EP called Everything Is. And when I heard of you, there was a song. What is the song I'm thinking of?
Out of my head.
Yes, Out of My Head.
Yep.
Man, such a catchy tune off of the Everything Is EP. You guys, give me a little bit of history about Westward the Tide. When did this project get together? How long have you guys been working together?
Yeah, we got together in November of 2012 in a matter of like 2 weeks. Katie and Megan had known each other previous, kind of dabbled in some music and started a band and recorded a couple songs. Then we got together and just over some frozen yogurt, of course.
It always
obviously.
starts with
Always,
frozen
every time.
yogurt.
No, and we just kind of wanted to wing it. We're just like, let's start a band. Kind of didn't really know where to take us,
Yeah,
so we.
just wrote our first song together, Until I'm Home.
Yep.
And we're just mainly doing it for fun because we all had the craving to make some music, and it turned out really well.
Yeah.
So we just took it to the studio.
Yeah. Went to the studio like 2 weeks later and just kept going from there.
So, and how long after you got together did you release the EP? Well, that seems, if it's just a couple of years, that seems this has all happened pretty quick, right?
Yeah, it was. We released our first single 2 weeks after we officially made our Facebook page because no one's official until that happens. So we released a single real quick and we got a good response. So we just went right into the studio and recorded the rest and released the EP in April, I think, of 2000.
What,
13.
5 months later?
Yeah, 4
Yeah.
months later.
Well, we've been playing tracks off of both as long as I've known you, known about your music. And I associate you guys with the Provo music scene,
Yeah.
which, you got Neon Trees,
Yep.
Moth and the Flame just signed a deal. They don't currently live there, but
Their hearts are there.
Their hearts are there, exactly. Fictionist, sort of from that area. They're going to be on tomorrow, actually, with me.
Cool.
They'll be here tomorrow during the 9 a.m. hour. What is it? I've been to plenty of shows in Provo. I've seen some amazing stuff, and there's great bands, a great scene here in Salt Lake, a great music scene in Ogden as well. But there's something different, something happening in Provo that's getting record deals. What do you think it is that's creating such great stuff out of Provo?
I think the elevation is different, so that definitely plays a big factor.
Mm-hmm. Better the
No.
frozen yogurt scene.
Yeah, no. Honestly, like all the bands really support each other out there. So every band has people at their show because other bands are coming, and we all kind of share fan bases, and I think also because it's a college town, like a lot of the kids, they just know Velour and the venues down there to be like one of the fun things to do. So they're all just coming out. I mean, you could play a show and just for no reason at all, just a bunch of people are there just because that's what they wanted to do that night. It's just really cool, and people really embrace the music scene down there, and there's just a lot of good support and love between all the bands, and then Velour and Corey Fox do a ton as well to make it that way. And it's
Shout
been a
out to
lot.
Corey and Kenesha.
Yeah,
Yes.
always.
Shout out.
Yeah. So, any bands in the scene right now that you think more folks should be showing up and checking out their shows, checking out their music? I don't mean to put you on the spot.
No, there's no spot here. Static Waves, really cool band. I think our drummer's friends with some of them, and we've gotten to see them a couple times.
I
All-
personally love the North Valley.
Yeah. Oh my
They're
god.
North Valley?
They're
Yeah.
They're Salt Lake band. Those guys are.
Anyone
those,
that's listening that hasn't seen their live show needs to go.
And they're
'cause
just-
it's one of my all-time favorites.
good show.
Yeah.
Good people. Fun bunch. I had another one.
The Brox.
The Brox.
The Brox are awesome.
Dance party. That's a dance party of a
Yeah.
show. Real cool guys.
We went to them. They played with the Moth and the Flame over this
Which is
summer, I
also
believe.
always amazing.
Ooh.
And yeah, it was one of the best shows I've been to. So.
Yeah. One in particular that no one knows of yet, but this might be a little early. Sorry guys if it is, but members of Parlor Hawk and an older band called Shark Speed that used to be really big in Provo, and members of Polytype made a new band called Harlem, I think it is, and they're going to be playing at Vlore in January with the Moth and the Flame, and that will be I'll be there.
So, make sure that's on the radar.
Yeah,
Harlem.
exactly.
All
Be
right.
watching out for that.
So you guys are playing tomorrow here in Salt Lake. I cannot believe it's the end of the year.
I know.
Every time I look at a
So
calendar,
weird.
it's just it's mind blowing. Well, it's not mind blowing. I mean, that's what happens.
It is kind of mind-blowing.
It is
mind-blowing. This year it went by abnormally fast.
Like in less than like 2 months was when we won the City Weekly Awards, which is nuts.
Yeah,
really
What?
It's been almost a year.
Yeah.
Band of the year. So tomorrow, let's tell everyone where you're playing tomorrow.
Yeah. So we're gonna be playing at the Salt Palace with Fictionist for the Salt Lake City Eve event. They have a thing called Winterfest. It's like a 3-day thing, and it is rad. I think for like $20 you can get a 3-day pass. But you're
15.
15 for the day pass. 3-day pass is $20, I think. But it gets you into like tonight. You can get to lower bowl seats at a jazz game, just like all kinds of crazy stuff. Planetarium, museum, and then our show on New Year's Eve, which us Fictionists, Folk Hogan will be there, and a few other bands, and we're gonna play into the night right before they drop the big crazy disco ball.
Have you seen the disco ball yet?
I've seen pictures and people inside of it, so I know it's large.
So for those who haven't heard, especially with the inversion issues we've been having here in the Valley for many years, and it's been getting worse, you know.
Yep.
We tend to forget on those beautiful blue skies summer days how bad it is in February and March. So all of us doing what we can to reduce, you know, the pollution, especially during those inversions. Every day that you can do something to reduce it, you certainly should. So there's no firework celebration with the Eve celebration this year, and they're trying something different with this gigantic mirror ball,
It's
It's
right?
supposed to be the largest one in the U.S. or something crazy.
Largest one in the U.S. Laser show, a whole
Yeah,
deal.
laser show.
Yeah.
So come support No Fireworks and watch a crazy laser show with a giant disco ball. hang out with us.
And you guys are perform. What time are you going on?
We go on at 9.
9 o'clock.
Yep.
Yep.
And then Fictionists are on after you guys.
Yes.
And then the mirror ball.
Yes.
Which isn't dropping. I hear
Yeah, it's just suspended on a crane. I should get that right. Yeah.
but they're raising it.
Yeah, it'll be very
and
very high in the
nobody
sky.
knows how high up it's
Yeah.
going.
Yes.
And then shooting it with
Mystery to
lasers.
us.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. And then eBay will actually be doing a dance performance.
I've been working on my routine. I wasn't going to announce that just yet.
Sorry. Okay. Never mind.
It's a
You may see eBay there. Just wait.
So do you mind doing another song for us?
Yeah.
We would love to.
This one is the title track from our album, and it's called Sorry Soul.
Westward the Tide, live on KRCL.
Forget my sorry soul. Everybody knows your name. Some things we can't control, but I will never know your name. Feeling like I am shedding my skin. What is it like to live in your sins? Over the high road, into the darkness. Talk to the devil, your only witness. Follow me down into the endless night. This is what it feels like to break the forget my sorry soul, 'cause everybody knows your name. Some things we can't control, but you will never be the same. I am just a simple man, trying not to make amends. This is me burning, so put me out. This is me burning, this is me, this is follow me down into the endless night. This is what it feels like to break the ice. Forget my sorry soul. Forget my sorry soul. Forget my sorry soul. Forget your sorry soul. We're all just sorry souls. Forget my sorry soul. Forget your sorry soul. We're all just sorry souls.
Nice stuff.
Thank you.
Title track to their album Sorry Soul, live here in the KRCL studio. Joining me here, Katie, Jackson, Megan of Westward the Tide, and missing from the studio today is Cole and
Cam.
I'll get that, and they'll all be together tomorrow
The whole gang.
at the Eve celebration. Speaking of New Year's, guys,
Oh, boy.
what's going on for New Year? What is going to happen next year for Westward the Tide? What's the big plan?
Well, next week we're actually getting in a van and heading ourselves down to warmer weather, and we're gonna go record a little bit in L.A. With one of our favorite producers, and that should be a good time. We'll be spending most of next week doing that, and the rest of this month kind of recording some new stuff.
So folks can see you tomorrow at what time?
9 p.m.
9 p.m.
And it's indoors at the Salt
Salt
Palace.
Yes.
Yep.
And that's part of the Eve celebration. You can find all the details, everything happening. There's Eve stuff tonight and a ton of stuff all day tomorrow.
Yep.
EveSLC.com, where you can find all those details. Fiction is performing with you guys tomorrow as well,
Yeah.
and they're stopping by KRCL tomorrow during the 9 a.m. hour, so tune in for that. And, normally at this time, guys, I do a Desert Island pick.
Yes.
And I had you guys pick out a Desert Island pick. We're going to have you guys talk a bit about this pick coming up here in just a bit. But I can't let you out of here without doing one more song.
We can do that.
Yeah.
Are we gonna do that right now?
Should we?
Well, I mean, my heart says yes, so it
Your
just
heart-
depends on
okay.
what your heart says.
I'm all for it. So if someone wants to check out your music, where do they go to find stuff with Westward the Tide, your music, upcoming shows, all of that information?
Yeah, so we're on iTunes all over. I mean, you can get us pretty much anywhere online. We have a website, westwardthetide.com. Facebook, we're there. Instagram, we're there. It's all just Westward the Tide. Not many people using that name.
We're also on Spotify,
Yeah,
so you can check us out there. Like you said, everything we have is just Westward the Tide.
yeah. So that's
so
it.
pretty easy to find.
So the EP Everything Is from 2013 and their full-length debut Sorry Soul that was released this year. Going back into the studio, we'll be hearing some new music from you guys next year. I'm stoked you finally made it down, and
I know, us too.
as soon as you have some new stuff, you're more than welcome to
You'll be the
come
first
back by.
to listen. You know.
Thank you.
That's nice.
We appreciate your support. We love 90.9 KRCL.
Very
do.
nice. Right on. So one more song from you guys.
Cool.
What song are you going to perform?
We're gonna end it out with Young Bodies.
I like this one. I got to tell you, when I sing along with this, I changed young bodies to old bodies because
Don't do that. Don't.
that's just what I do.
That's good.
All right. Young Bodies, this is off of their debut full-length album, Sorry Soul. Westward the Tide, live on KRCL.
Built on an emerald lake. Oh, how the rain showed its face that day. The morning the storm rolled in, hearts would race. The wake we made would cause all the waves to crash in. Let's take a drive through the canyon. Oh, you can be my companion, I'm just rambling on. Promises made only 2 ways out. I'm not afraid, can't you hear them calling out? 'Cause you and I, we've got
Young bodies,
an old souls. Young bodies and old souls.
you and I, we trailed around these ancient woods that each of our hands did not know. You and I kept pressing on. I lost my faith and I lost what I thought was my soul. Danger so close, see right through my lies. Forgive me, babe, I could not see straight that night.
'Cause you and I, we've got
Young bodies, old souls.
young bodies and old souls. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Only us left, nowhere else to hide. 'Cause you and I, we've got
Young bodies,
an old souls. Young bodies and old souls. Young bodies and old souls. Young bodies and old souls.
Katie Jackson and Megan of Westward the Tide, live on KRCL. That was Young Bodies, a song that can be found on their debut full-length album, Sorry Soul. It's available now. Again, what's the website?
Westwardthetide.com.
Also on iTunes and Spotify.